Hi, welcome to Harris Maths. Here are a few questions based on fractions, percentages and decimals. First we're asked to write 30% as a fraction. So if we have 30% as a fraction, the percentage sign means out of 100. So this is identical to saying 30 over 100. If we divide the top and the bottom by 10, we'll have 3 over 10. And this is the simplest form of the fraction that represents 30%. Next, we're asked to write 2/5 as a decimal. Well, this line here means to divide. So this is actually saying 2 divided by 5, and to write it as a decimal. You might be able to memorize some of these, but this is how you do it if you have to calculate it and show you're working. So we have 5 out here, and we're dividing 2 by 5. The numerator is divided by the denominator. So we ask ourselves, how many 5s are there in 2? There are none. We put a decimal point here and a decimal point because now we're moving from the singles column now to the tenths. We have a remainder of 2. So now we ask ourselves, how many 5s are there in 20? There are 4. And we know when we subtract 20 from that, we end up with 0. So our answer is 2/5 written as a decimal is equivalent to 0.4. Next we're asked to write 7/10 as a percentage. Well, if you have a fraction, in order to convert it to a percentage, we need to multiply by 100. So that's 7 over 10 multiplied by 100%. If we divide across in this direction by 10, we have 10 into 10 is 1, and 10 into 100 is 10. That gives us 70%. Here's a question. In a school, 2/5 of the children wear glasses. What fraction of the children do not wear glasses? Well, if 2/5 wear glasses, it's always part of a whole. So the remainder to a whole will be the ones who do not wear glasses. And we know a whole is 5/5. So if 2/5 wear glasses, 2/5 taken away from 5/5 will leave us with 3/5, and 3/5 of the people do not wear glasses. Next, what percentage of the children do not wear glasses? In our previous problem, we had a fraction. If we have a fraction and we want to convert this to a percentage, we need to multiply by 100%. We divide in this direction by 5. 5 into 5 is 1. 5 into 100 is 20. 23 is 60%. So 3/5 do not wear glasses, and that's equivalent to 60% of the class. Number 17, there are 30 sweets in a bag. 20 sweets are red. What fraction of the sweets are red? Well, 20 out of the total of 30 sweets in the bag are red. So this is the fraction, but it's not in a simplified form, in the simplest form. So we need to simplify this to make it, we divide both top and bottom by 10. Maybe we cross off that. And we're left with 2/3. So 2/3 of the sweets are red. Number 19, in a town in Cornwall, it rained for 13 days during April. What fraction of the days in the month did it rain? Well, in April, there are 30 days. And if 13 of those days it rained, then the fraction of days that it rained would be 13 out of 30. We cannot simplify this fraction because there are no common factors other than 1 of 13 and 30. So the fraction of days in the month that it rained is 13 over 30. Number 20. During the day, Madeline slept for 6 hours. What percentage of the day is Madeline awake? So if she slept for 6 hours, and we know that there are 24 hours in the day, then we know that she was awake for 24 take away 6, which is 18 hours. And what percentage of the day is Madeline awake? Well, she's awake for 18 hours. And that's 18 out of the total day, which is 24 hours. But again, we need to simplify this. We'll divide by the common factor of 6. 6 into 24, 6 fours, 6 into 18, 6 threes. So she's awake for 3/4 of the day. And now we need to convert this fraction to a percentage. As before, to convert a fraction to a percentage, we multiply by 100%. We'll divide in this direction. 4 into 4 is 1, and 4 into 100 is 25. 25 threes are 75. So Madeline is awake for 75% of the day. Number 21. Danny scored 9 out of 10 in a quiz. Just by looking at this, we know that he did very well. What percentage of the questions did Danny answer correctly? Well, 9 out of 10. That's how it's written. 9 out of a total of 10 questions. To convert this fraction to a percentage, we multiply by 100%. We divide in this direction by 10. 10 into 10 is 1. 10 into 100 is 10. 10 nines, 90%. So Danny answered 90% of the questions correctly. Write 17% as a fraction. Percentage means out of 100, so this is the same as saying 17 out of 100. So 17 out of 100. We cannot simplify this fraction anymore because 17 is a prime number and only has one common factor of 1 between itself and 100. So we can't simplify this. Next, write 7 over 20 as a percentage. To convert a fraction to a percentage, we multiply by 100% times 100%. We divide in this direction by 20. 20 into 20 is 1. 20 into 100 is 5. 7 fives are 35. So if you had a test and you got 7 out of 20, you would have had 35%. Write 14 over 25 as a percentage. Again, we multiply this by 100%. Divide in this direction by 25 to give us 1 here and 4 here. 14 fours are 56. Write 1 over 8 as a decimal. Well, this, as I mentioned early on, means 1 divided by 8. So 1 divided by 8. How many 8s are there in 1? And none. We had a decimal point here and 1 here, and we had 0. How many 8s are there in 10? There is 1. And we have a remainder of 2. So we add another 0 here, and we have the 2 as the remainder there. How many 8s are there in 16? There are 2. 8 2s are 16, and we have a remainder of 4. We add another 0, and we put the 4 just above here. How many 8s are there in 40? 8 5s are 40. We have no remainders. So 1/8 as a decimal is equivalent to 0.125. And that's it on decimals, fractions and percentages.